I think we can all agree that the feminist agenda has been absolutely destructive for Hollywood over the past few decades and has opened the gateway to many other woke agendas that we are all sick and tired of and we want to see end. And now we have gotten to the point where everything is so insane in Hollywood that the creator of the Bechdel test herself, Alison Bechdel, is coming forward to call out some of the insanity that is going on in Hollywood. This whole thing is absolutely crazy. The twist behind the story is way more crazy than I was expecting, but let's go ahead and jump right into this. Alison Bechdel claims feminist Bechdel test was originally a joke, dismayed about films taking shortcuts with strong female characters. The Mary Sues of Hollywood, as we are all seeing, continue to rampage through pretty much every franchise that we grew up loving. We've seen it happen with Star Wars, with Indiana Jones, with Lord of the Rings. We've seen it continue to happen time and time again, and there seems to be no sign of it slowing down. And now we have Alison Bechdel herself, who coined the feminist Bechdel test in her 1985 comic strip The Rule, recently claimed the test was a joke and was not meant to be taken seriously. In The Rule, a woman explains to her friend that she will only go see a movie if it satisfies 3 rules, and these rules are what makes up the Bechdel test that Hollywood continues to use to this day. That is why we continue to get extremely crappy storytelling, especially when it comes to female characters. 1, it has to have at least 2 women in it who 2 talk to each other about 3 something besides a man. And that is basically what The Rule is. And ironically enough, most of the best films that have continued to be made today are films that have failed this rule. So in an interview with The Guardian back in July, Bechdel admitted the test is a joke. She was asked, "How do you feel about it these days?" In response, she said, "It was a joke. I didn't ever intend for it to be the real gauge it has become, and it's hard to keep talking about it over and over, but it's kind of cool." And of course, she is, I'm sure, very happy for the fame that she has gotten over this, even though it was never intended to be. And that is the thing that I find absolutely insane and so stupid about this, was that it never was intended to be an actual test, an actual rule by which Hollywood films should structure their films. But that is where we have gotten to at this point, and not just in films, but in books and pretty much every form of storytelling that's out there. Bechdel was then asked if she found it dismaying that movies continued to fail the test. She answered, "What's really dismaying," and this is the crazy twist that no one saw coming with the response that she had to this, "what's really dismaying now is the way so many movies cynically try to make shortcuts and feature strong female characters, but they just have a veneer of strength and they're not fully developed characters." And this is a huge criticism that I have had, that many of my constituents on YouTube have had when it comes to a lot of the films that Hollywood continues to pump out, things like Captain Marvel and so many others that I previously mentioned already. These are all films that we are criticizing, and it isn't because it has a female lead. It is because of the way that the female lead is handled and the agenda that they continue to push with their feminist nonsense. So Bechdel's criticism echoes what a number of top female actors have said in recent years. Back in November 2022, Emily Blunt shared with The Telegraph, "It's the worst thing ever when you open a script and read the words strong female lead. That makes me roll my eyes. I'm already out. I'm bored." And that right there is the sentiment that so many YouTubers especially, and so many of you guys have had when it comes to the insanity that is continuing to go on in Hollywood when it comes to the feminist nonsense that is taking place. So with all of that being said, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. What do you think about what Alison Bechdel has to say here about the Bechdel test? Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.